Hello. That's the bird of prey said hello just a couple minutes ago, so I'll start my review now for Star Trek Season 3, Episode 6, The Bounty. And otherwise, I guess we'll call this the Super Member Berry episode. As far as ships go, uh, but we start with basically Worf and Raffi. Well, actually, we start with Vatic saying that she wants to find anybody associated with Picard at the beginning of the episode, and then therefore we she so that leads into the opening credits saying that this episode is called The Bounty, and we find out later on what that reference is. Obviously, but it starts off with Worf and Rafi beaming aboard the Titan. The Titan has been dropping transponders, I guess, here and there in the galaxy to try to throw off Starfleet, trying to track them and everything. And yeah, they mainly show ships that are, I guess, smaller than the Titan, trying to track them and everything. Uh, but we get to so yeah, they eventually go to the Daystrom lab, and Riker, Worf, and Raffi beam aboard, and they this is basically where the member berries start. They show the Genesis project, which how they got it is beyond me, since it should have blown up with the Reliant. If the Reliant blew up and made a Genesis planet, how's the Genesis device still there? Unless they basically just made a replicate, a duplicate of it, basically. Um, then they had James T. Kirk. They showed him. Apparently, he's at this lab in stasis. His, I guess, his body is. Um, and then they showed a Tribble that Worf was scared of, and um, Riker kind of teased him for it. And then as they get further into the Daystrom lab, they come across Moriarty, but it's just a hologram, basically kind of a pseudo kind of guard over what's further inside of the lab. And so he says he has a song stuck in his head, which is the Pop Goes the Weasel from the original Star Trek Encounter at Farpoint episode that Data could not um, whistle at all. So once Riker does the ending whistle to the Pop Goes the Weasel, that disengages the Moriarty hologram that's guarding. We find out, I guess it's not necessarily an android, but another synth, I guess, that has, well, or maybe it's a combination of a synth and an android. They don't really explain it that well, but it's a combination of data, lore, Dr. Soon, Lao, they specifically mention. So it has like multiple personalities inside of um, data, basically. It's data, lore, Dr. Soon, Lao, and at least those four personalities for sure are inside of this androids slash synth, basically. Um, so, meanwhile, on the Titan, they go to the Starfleet Museum, and this is where more member berries come up as far as ships go. They show the 1701A. They show the USS Voyager. They show the Klingon bird of prey that they said that they fished out of the San Francisco Bay. And obviously, that Klingon bird of prey is called the Bounty. So that's basically where to get the name of this episode from. And Jack says, "Well, wait, the Bounty, that doesn't it have a cloaking device on it?" And as he's sitting in the captain's chair on the Titan talking to Seven, so he obviously goes and steals the cloaking device from the Bounty, from the Klingon bird of prey ship that they renamed the Bounty, and and installs it on the Titan so that they could go in cloaked to back to the Daystrom lab to rescue Riker, Worf, and Rafi and Data basically from the lab. So, but then it kind of malfunctions a little bit, and then they get Geordi to finally help them. At first, he's like, "I can't help you. I can't risk my family's safety to help you." But then, his daughter kind of convinces him, "Hey, you taught me that the ship's crew is family, you know." So after getting berated by his daughter, basically he agrees to join their efforts to help. So he goes to engineering and helps properly install the cloaking device there inside the ship. And then they go back to the lab where they're able to beam out Data, Worf, and Rafi, but inhibitor was placed on Riker as he was laying cover fire for everybody to get out. So they're able to just beam those three on board, and then Worf says to Picard, "I will track down whoever uh, took Riker," and basically says they'll be hell to pay for until I find him, basically, kind of deal. Uh, so Worf definitely leaves the Titan. They don't say whether Rafi did or not, so I guess we won't find that out until next week's episode. Um, and so Vatic is torturing Riker, but disguised as some kind of a alien. So obviously now they confirm she is a changeling because she changes from this alien into herself and says, "Hey, remember me?" to Riker as she shoots two other Federation guys and beams him Riker aboard her ship, the Shrike, and there Riker's like, "Hey, you don't think after 35 years I'm going to tell you where Picard went to, do you?" And she says, "No, no, you won't." But then she shows him Troy, who she has obviously kidnapped from, I guess, Nepenthe. And she goes, "Oh, well." And that's how the episode ends. So, um, So obviously, Riker will have to kind of rat out Picard in the next episode, I guess, for Troy to be freed. Um, and then that's basically what happened in this episode. We got, like I said, a bunch of member berries in it, and I guess because of that, I'll give it because they showed the Enterprise A 1701 A plus the Bounty plus the Voyager plus I think they showed one other ship that they named the James or something like that. Plus they showed Captain Kirk. So with all the member berries, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 just because of that. It was a good episode for the most part, you know. So hope you all like that, and thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.